going on? Thanksgiving break is here, so you know what that means. We're going live as much as we want to this week, so that's awesome. Um, this stream's pretty much rant session recap of this weekend in the NFL on Sunday, Thursday, and Monday, because there was a lot that went down. A lot of crazy things, but we're gonna start off with what the title says. JJ McCarthy freaking sucks. Uh, Everyone hyped him up, and they said he's just phenomenal. He is not phenomenal at all. Uh, he played really, really terrible against the Packers on Sunday. I saw that if he just spiked the ball every single time, he would have had a higher QBR than what he did, which is totally embarrassing for him. But I watched the game, pretty bad on all ends from him. No real positivities. His first, yeah, one of his first or second throws was pretty good, but that was about it. That was about it. So, um, yeah, Vikings are in trouble, bro. That's all I gotta say, dude. They're not good.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really watch the game at all, so I don't really have much of a say. But like we knew that McCarthy sucks. It's been known, and I think it's the season's over for the Vikings
I
officially.
think they got a tank, dude.
The problem is with them is that they're like too far, too like in the middle of the pack to tank. There's so many worse teams,
Yeah,
especially in the NFC, well AFC too, but like just to name a few, you got the Giants who are already eliminated, which we'll talk about.
yeah, we got to talk about them.
Absolutely pathetic that you're eliminated before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, holy smokes.
Commanders, Commanders are on the verge of getting eliminated.
Yeah, they're a
I
joke,
and then the Cardinals and the Saints are probably going to be eliminated this week.
most likely. Yeah.
There's elimination scenarios for both those teams already. So if you think about it, I mean, it's just a combination, honestly. It's not just McCarthy, um, but he's you could blame him. But if I'm the Vikings, I'd honestly just I don't know what to do if you're the Vikings. See, that's the thing
I mean,
because you can't tank what you can, but like
they have like the second most uh or they're second in the NFL in cap space, so they have no
yeah,
money. They're out of money,
mm,
so they can't really do anything.
yeah, you got mid
So,
draft picks
yeah,
too.
appreciate the
Um,
subscriber, dude, in the chat.
let's go. I mean, yeah, it's just you don't got
They're
a lot
just
of
not good,
options. Your
dude.
future's kind of fried. It's just fried.
Yeah.
Nothing's going for the Vikings, man.
Justin Jefferson's frustrated,
I mean,
as he
I'd
should
be
be.
too if I went from last season's whatever 14-3 to this season.
Yeah.
I mean,
To
I'd be
four
mad
and
about
seven
that too.
already, dude.
Yeah. To me, the only thing that's gonna save the Vikings, is their defense, honestly. If
Yeah,
if they want
they
if they
yeah,
want a shot if they want a shot at winning out, which is their only path
more
to the
than
playoffs
unlikely.
is winning every single possible game. They gotta start with the defense, which has been honestly the
Really
defense too has
trash.
been well, it was really good to start the year, but the defense is just pathetic now. It's just nothing's going for this team, man. It's
Yeah, it's
honestly the
pretty
same
bad.
story with the Vikings every year. They're just mid.
Yeah,
Not
I
not
agree.
terrible, not as bad as the Jets or the Saints, but like not any good either, bro. To be honest.
Yeah, they're just not. Yeah, they're just so inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they beat the Lions either.
The
That's
Lions are
insane.
also extremely. They're also another extremely inconsistent team, which we might have to talk about them too.
We'll talk about that Giants Lions game.
Yeah,
My final thoughts on this scenario for the Vikings going 4-7, um, is honestly, you just gotta play it out with McCarthy. I know it sounds crazy, but I still think, that he's better than Carson Wentz, and, you don't have another option, so he's gotta prove himself is what I'm trying to say. He's the season's over, um, and so you're basically playing for your future at this point. So, see what he can do if he's actually worth the first round pick, which is a pretty big investment nowadays in the NFL. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people calling for the Vikings to just go ahead and bench him. Um, and I don't think you should bench him. I mean, you're too far into the season to do that. I agree. You just got to let it ride out for the rest of the season and see what happens.
Hmm.
Um, and then go from what you see there, and then uh, yeah, see what he can do the rest of the season. If it's trash, well, then you know what you got to do. If he's amazing, well, then you keep him. But
Hmm.
he obviously has not been amazing. So
He's their only option right
Chad's
now
saying Kaepernick to the Vikings, bro.
for the
He
Vikings.
hasn't played football in like 10 years, bro. He's been out of the league for a minute. But yeah, I mean the Vikings, they got a lot to figure out. The rest of the season and for the off season too. So
All
it'll
right.
be interesting to see. Tim
Sure.
Tebow? No, Tim Tebow's not gonna go.
Hold on, if I'm the Vikings, here's my quarterback of
Okay, here's
choice.
okay.
Um, right now they're probably looking at drafting a offensive lineman in the first round again because their offensive line is just horrible.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
really
how that's
bad.
possible. You drafted you got worse even though you drafted a first round pick this year and it's somehow worse.
Yeah, dude.
So you're looking at an offensive lineman in the first round probably. But in the second or third round, maybe fourth, I would take Lenore Sellers if I'm the Vikings. That's what I do. He
Wow.
he will be
Okay.
he will be available in one of
Yeah,
those
most
rounds.
likely.
Um, and I think he would be a decent fit for him. So I you also got to have somebody to back up McCarthy. I mean, you just can't have him just having him have free reins again. Like giving him the keys is not going to give you success for next year. I can tell you that. So you need to at least have comp. So, but I expect them to keep McCarthy next year.
Yeah, I do too. Chad's saying Russell Wilson, but I don't think they have the money for that.
Russell Wilson. I don't think nobody else would sign Russell Wilson. I think
Yeah,
they'd get him for like a minimum. So yeah, that's actually
possibly.
good.
Um, yeah, I like Lenora Sellers. I like that idea. Another guy that I was thinking could be Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt. Uh,
He's too
he,
high. They
he's
don't
good. He's good, but
they ain't investing that much on him.
he brings energy, bro. He brings the hype, and he can actually back it up, unlike McCarthy. So
But he's
that's
a
just my quick thought there.
he he's a first round pick though, and I don't see a way where they'd spend a first round pick on a quarterback. They'd be stupid if they did. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Johnny, you got anything for
anything else?
another thing you want to say? Another topic game team.
Over top, I mean, there's quite a few. What do you want to start out with?
I kind of want to go back to Thursday night
Thursday
because
night. Oh, we
picked
didn't talk about that at all.
we picked that game. Um,
I was I
and
was so
we
I
both
was
picked
so
the
close to
Bills to win that
picking
game.
Houston too. Like I'm not even kidding, but
Yeah,
like
the one time Jonah didn't pick the Texans, they beat the Bills somehow. Um, but yeah, I'm really I was seeing on ESPN the other day is saying, are you more concerned with the Bills or are you more high on the Texans? And I'm really concerned for the Bills. I would say I'm more concerned with the Bills because Josh Allen, he played terrible. Uh, that was one of the worst games I've seen him play in his career. Now, granted, he got clamped down by that Texans defense, which they have a really good defense. So I'm not
I've been telling you
disregarding
that,
them.
bro. Their defense is
I know
insane.
they have a good defense. but it's Josh Allen, and I thought he would have been able to do something against that team, but he clearly didn't. Um, their play calling is horrific, as we've been saying.
Mhm.
The
Joe
Bills'
Brady sucks.
defense, the Bills' defense is not great either. They got tossed around by Davis Mills, which is kind of embarrassing. Um, and yeah, I I don't know if this is too early to say this, but I don't think the Bills are a contender right now.
Wow. Wow.
They're so inconsistent, and I do not trust what they're doing. Now they have some important games coming up. If they can win those games, maybe I'll change my thoughts on that. But that Texans offense was not great, dude, and you lost to them. And Josh Allen has to play better. Um, and the Bills have to do stuff like their front office has to do something to get him some more help um, on the line, on the wide receivers. James Cook is inconsistent at times. He'll either give you 40 fantasy points or he'll give you two. Um, yeah, I'm worried about the Bills right now, dude.
I mean, I'm not really. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm worried about the Bills, sorta, but like they do this every single year. It's like they start off slow, get hot, and then they go down the dumps, hit rock bottom, and then they just soar into the playoffs. That was the same story last year. Um, I think they were in the exact same spot, and it was against the game against the Dolphins where they really turned it around last year. Or maybe that was 2 years ago, something like that. But like I said, this is what the Bills do every year. It's almost to be expected at this point that they just are a really weird team. In the weeks 10 through like 12 or whatever, middle of the season you want to call it.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm back to your statement about what was more if the Bills were more disappointing or if the Texans were more impressive. I think that the Texans uh, were a lot more impressive than the Bills being more of a disappointment. I think that Will Anderson showed why he is.
Yeah, he's a stud, dude. He's a
I mean,
stud.
I'd honestly, he's probably my second best defender in the league behind Miles Garrett, and like that may be a little bit of a hot take considering he doesn't have the
Okay.
sacks, but like watching him, I've never seen him impact a game so much. I've never seen a single player on defense impact a game so much before, besides that Miles Garrett 4 sack game this season. Like, I know he only got like a sack and a half, but like the amount of pressures he was getting, the amount
Yeah.
of hurry ups he was getting on Josh Allen, he was all over the field. And like I nobody could stop him on the Bills. And the Bills have a good offensive line too. So like that's gotta you get I gotta give my flowers to him, man. He's a heck of a player. And Daniil Hunter is obviously good too, which we know about. And I think we need to have a conversation about the Texans potentially being back in the AFC South too.
No, yeah,
Um,
I completely agree. I completely agree with that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
we'll
Colts
talk about
lost.
let's talk about the Colts after this.
Yeah, the Colts lost, which is huge. And you're now 6-5. You're 2 games behind the Colts, and you still play them twice. And they're easily the hottest team in that division too. So and they're getting CJ Stroud back too, man. So I mean, a couple weeks ago, I mean, I was kind of thinking they were uh completely written off. I definitely Jack thought they were completely written off, but
I
now
definitely
it's
did think they were.
there's life. There's life. Especially if the Chiefs losing or the Chiefs having such a weird season too, like
Yeah.
not being in the wild card picture and the Jags just being the Jags, honestly, like they're pretty much it's pretty much their wild card spot to lose the 7th seed at
Yeah,
this
the
point.
Jags control their destiny right now.
Them and Houston basically.
Yeah, I would say that.
It's whoever wins the second head to head matchup is getting that 7th seed. So I don't see I just don't know about the Chiefs at this point, man. It's really weird with them. So, but um looking forward, going forward, I think the Colts and Texans game, what is that in 3 weeks? uh, is gonna be one of the biggest games, for playoff implications already this year.
Mhm.
So, another thing I'd like to add too is that they're only gonna get better with CJ Stroud back in the lineup. So, honest
That's
guy,
true.
I mean, they climbed up my power rankings by quite a bit this week.
Yeah,
So,
they definitely impressed me, but, you know, I was really, hoping the Bills could make a statement in that game,
mhm,
to see what they could do, and they disappointed me heavily
yeah, and
because I
especially
had
the
them winning by
coordinators
2
for the
scores.
Bills.
I had the Bills winning by 2 scores.
Mhm, yeah,
So, I was obviously surprised, a little disappointed, but gotta give credit to the Texans over there.
yeah.
Um, like you said, it falls back on the coordinators. They gotta be better. Um, so we just talked about Texans. Let's talk about the Colts. Okay. Um, the Colts lost Kansas City in overtime. Um, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty bad showing by Indy in the second half. First half, they were in complete control. I don't think Kansas City scored a touchdown until the fourth quarter. Um, yeah, the fourth quarter is where everything turned. And obviously, you don't want to be in a close game in Kansas City against Patrick Mahomes because that's not ideal.
Mhm.
As an inexperienced young team that the Colts are, but they completely just folded. Um, they had four straight three and outs to end the game. Um, so obviously, that's a little bit of a cause for concern. Jonathan Taylor had one carry in the fourth quarter and had like one carry in the fourth quarter. So that's obviously not good. Um, Daniel Jones, the play callers, dude, they just failed him heavily because that dude missed or had two incompletions in the first half, and then everything just kind of fell apart there, especially late in that fourth quarter. Got to give credit to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's a dog, obviously. He's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen play the game. Um, I've been saying that. I'm going to stand on that. May not
Better than
cheer
Peyton
for him, but
Manning.
mhm.
It's better. Wow,
Well,
wow.
skilled. I'm saying skilled.
Okay, skill wise, maybe I was gonna say.
Tom Brady's the goat, but Patrick Mahomes is the best player I've watched play
Mm.
football at the quarterback position, at least. Um, but yeah, he's clutch as frick. Doesn't get more clutch than that. I mean, yeah, I mean the Colts or the Chiefs jumped to 6-5. They're still outside of the playoff hunt. The Chiefs do not have a very hard schedule. They have two. They have a game against the Chargers at home, and then a game against the Broncos at home. I would expect them to win one of those, if not both, potentially. Um, because the Chargers are super inconsistent, and the Broncos, who knows what you're going to get with that offense. Um, but I'm a little. We were saying this a couple weeks. I think it was early on in the season. I was saying we don't really trust the Colts because they haven't really played anybody yet. Um, their three losses are to the Rams, to the Steelers, and the Chiefs now. Their losses have gotten progressively worse, I would say. Maybe. The Chiefs would probably beat the Steelers. But
Should have lost to the Falcons too. I want to point that out.
yes, they
That
did almost lose to Atlanta. Yeah. So there's that too. But if I'm Indy, you're sitting at 8-3. You pretty much control your destiny for the division. I mean, it's your division to lose. You're 2 games ahead. You only have what 4 or 5 more games left. So really, you only really need to win 3 of them. Um, but I think this is cause for concern in Indianapolis. They're the 3 seed in the AFC right now. I could easily see this team being a one and done um, because they just aren't. The Colts are just so weird to watch because their offensive line is good. They didn't play very well on Sunday. Kansas City brought the pressure. a lot. Um, but then, like I said this, when did I say this? I said this in the prediction last week, well, for this game. I said Jonathan Taylor just has to have a decent game, and the Colts will win the game. He did not have a decent game, and the Colts lost. But they were almost there. They they were literally up 20-9 in the fourth quarter. Like, and I get it's Patrick Mahomes. That's just life. But Jonathan Taylor, dude, you had like what? How many yards did he have? Like 35. He did not have a great game at all, and the coaching staff did not get him involved at all when they needed him the most. So the coaching staff's kind of an issue for me for Indianapolis, getting the involvement of Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones, obviously, in that Steelers game, had a bunch of picks. The Colts, I mean, their defense is they're pretty good. They got a good defense over there, but they just absolutely got fried by um, average Chiefs offense. Late in the game, they did not perform well at all late in that game. I guess they did have a good um, goal line stand there at the end of the fourth quarter. But other than that, overtime they just got throttled. But yeah, for me, it's time for concern at Indy. Be careful. Um, if I'm Indy, they need to be shooting for that one seed because I think they'll probably be in danger their first playoff game.
Mhm. Um, honestly, I didn't watch a ton of this game either.
I only watched
I
the
was
fourth
watching the
quarter and
Bears and
overtime.
Steel. I was watching the Bears and
Yeah,
Steelers game mostly. That was a pretty good game. But I think that the Chiefs kind of saved their season by
they
this.
did. They definitely
They
did.
saved their season with this win. And even with this win, they're still a 10. But I mean, props to them. Rasheed Rice, I mean, is the missing piece they need. Obviously, he's incredible. Had like 140 yards. And he was cooking Sauce Gardner or whoever
Yeah, he
was
was.
guarding him. Uh, so I mean, that's very impressive. But I do want to highlight that Indianapolis given up 2 first round picks for this season for Sauce Gardner. Um, I think that some people already kind of forgot about that trade
Yep.
because it's Sauce Gardner and whatnot. But if the Colts keep on losing games, it's not gonna look good for them. Especially coming up for the next couple drafts. They need to
Yeah.
uh bottom line is they need to win, man. They were set on winning with trading for Sauce Gardner, and they were all set on going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. And it's not looking good at the moment. Like they definitely need to uh, prove to the people that they can
Yeah, I
win
completely agree.
actually big games. Because like when I'm watching this Colts team, I'm just thinking of a team that can just get by average teams all day long. But when it comes to decent teams, they they're a completely different team. They fold when they play the Steelers. They fold when they play the Chiefs. It's just not good. And the Colts
Yeah,
definitely have dropped down my power rankings
definitely.
after this loss. And I think that I actually I'm actually kind of favoriting Jacksonville to win the division at this point, which is wild.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yeah, Jacksonville's a game back.
I don't got much else to say other than this is your season basically, and you can't screw it up with the amount of capital you put into this team for this season. So, and
Yeah,
I will add something on the Chiefs. Then you can I'll let you speak. But the Chiefs uh, are still really out of the playoff picture.
yeah, they're
They're the
not.
10th seed. They don't hold any tiebreakers over the Steelers, the Texans, and so I feel they gotta like absolutely start around. Um,
Yeah, they have to,
it, I mean, they're really desperate at the moment. And it starts with the Cowboys on Thursday, which
which I think will
um,
be a good game.
I'm still deciding on who to pick on that one.
Yeah, me
So,
too. that'll be that'll be an interesting one.
all right, what are your thoughts here?
Okay, so I'm looking here at this Colts schedule.
Yep,
They have a really rough stretch. They have Houston, who we just talked about next week,
hottest team in the
Jacksonville
league, in my
at
opinion.
Jacksonville the next week,
Oof.
at Seattle the next week, home against San Francisco, who did not look fantastic last night. Then they play the Jags again, and then they play at the Texans.
Yeah.
That's
The
a
thing
really
is too,
rough stretch,
I
dude.
don't think the Colts, correct me if I'm wrong, I read a stat or something, and the Colts have never won in Jacksonville, or maybe the Titans, it's one of those 2 teams. They haven't won in Jacksonville for, like, 10 years, 10, 15 years.
Whoa,
So,
that's kind of wild.
that's coming up in 2 weeks, so, that's and the
That's going to be
Texans,
an important game.
I'm picking the Texans at the moment, I'm picking the Jags at home, and, so that's 2 losses right there, that's 8 and
Yeah,
5, and,
we'll have that video out on Saturday most likely.
yeah, I mean, those 2 losses right there are putting you at a 6 seed, 5 or 6 seed probably, and, you don't wanna play, in a wild card game against Baltimore on the road.
Nope, that's
You're
obviously not ideal. You're losing
that's
that
the
game. I'm
last
sorry.
place I would wanna play. Literally the last
Them
place I'd wanna play in the playoffs
them
out of
or
any
Kansas
single
City. Them
team.
or Kansas City. If
Yeah,
Kansas City were to somehow, yeah, I know they're not going
yeah.
to, but right now,
So,
yes, that's probably the last place I would want to go.
I'm just gonna throw this out here, whoever plays Baltimore in the first round is, automatically losing. I don't think Baltimore can be beaten at home, especially for how hot they are. So you just want to avoid that 5 seed at all costs,
Hmm.
and it's kind of looking like that for the Colts at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Um, do we want to talk about the Ravens and the Jets really quick?
sure, let's get that over the way, out of the way.
Yeah. The Ravens were trailing 7-3 at the half. If that means anything.
Hmm.
Um, had a really slow start. Lamar Jackson did not have a fantastic game. He went 13 for 23 with 153 passing yards. Obviously not ideal, but the Jets have they have a decent defense. Tyrod Taylor, obviously the Jets need to sell the team. Been saying it for weeks now. Um, the Ravens, dude, they should win their next 4 games. I mean, they should. On Thursday, Thanksgiving, they have the Bengals. I don't really freaking care if Joe Burrow's back. Um, the Bengals suck, but we'll make that prediction um, tomorrow. Then they got the Steelers, which they'll split, but I see that they'll probably lose to them because they'll bench all their starters week 18. Then they play the Bengals again. Um, and based on how Thursday goes, I think they should probably win that game again. But then uh, 2 crucial games, I think, for week 16 and week 17. They're at home against New England in week 16. I think that'll determine. We'll see. We'll find out a lot about both teams that week. If they're real or if they're not real, I guess you could say. So I'm intrigued for that one. And then they'll head to Green Bay, week 17. We'll see how they can fare against the Packers and their defense. Um, Still have a lot to learn about Baltimore, but they're beating the teams that they should be beating right now. And that's what they're supposed to do. And we'll see how they can fare against division rivals and teams that they're not supposed to beat. So, interested to see what they can do on the next couple weeks. Nothing else to say about the Jets. It's time to sell the team.
Hmm. Yep. Um, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but with the Jets win and the Steelers loss, they're officially 4 in the playoff picture right now.
Yep, they have the division lead right now.
And I mean, they're definitely, if it's not the Texans, they're the hottest team in football.
Yep, I agree.
They I was completely writing them off Well, hold on. Let me see their season. Let me see at the beginning of the season.
They
What
were
were
one
they?
and five, 2 and 5.
2, 3, 4. They were 1-5 at the beginning of the
Yeah, so
season.
they've won 5 in a row.
They've won 5 in a row. Um, and I mean, they're might be making history. I don't know a 1-5 team to ever make the playoffs.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one before.
I've never heard of that one before either. So I mean, it's really incredible what the Ravens have been able to do in the short amount of time. Credit to John Harbaugh; he's one of the best in the
Great
business.
coaches, great coach.
Um, but I still need to see more from Baltimore. I'm
Yeah, I
not.
agree.
I'm
Yep.
not. They're not. They don't scare me at the moment. I mean, they're really hot, but yeah, I mean, you beat the Bears. Which I still don't think the Bears are nearly as good as what their record is. I think everybody can agree on that. You beat the Browns. You struggled to beat the Browns, and that was an embarrassing, but it was a win. So, and
Mhm.
you squeaked by the Jets. So, I
They're
mean,
in
your
too
only
close of
convincing
games
win,
now.
your only convincing win in the last 5 weeks was against the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are the Dolphins. So,
Mhm.
you're way too close in games, and you should be beating the Browns and Jets and all
By a
and
lot more.
by a lot more. Um, so we'll see on Thursday. I'm honestly debating on who to pick on Thursday too, or on this game too, because the
For
Bengals
Ravens
and the
Bengals?
Ravens
Yeah.
they usually split.
Mhm.
Last year someone had like one of the greatest games. Uh,
Yeah.
of the year, and that was insane. And Burrow's back for the Bengals. I don't think he'll save. He isn't going to save their season, but
No,
he's going to
they're
put some
three and
wins on the
eight. They're
board.
gonna have to win. They're gonna have to win out to
Yeah,
even have a chance, but I don't think they're
but
gonna do that.
Burrow's definitely going to improve the team
Yep.
from 3-8. It's putting wins on the board. Um, and it. I mean, it's a little extra something. It's on Thanksgiving too against your rivals. So
Yeah, that's
Baltimore's got
obviously
to if
a
they
good
can
one.
beat the Bengals. I'll start viewing them as the top,
Yeah.
um, with the Patriots and Broncos, but for now they're kind of in that second tier of teams, in my opinion. So,
Yeah,
and
I
like
agree.
you said too, nothing to say about the Jets. The Jets are pathetic. I mean, bottom three team in the league. Uh,
Oh,
I'd
without
only put
question.
I'd only put the Raiders and the Titans below them.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't see them winning a game. They're not beating the Falcons, so this week, this Sunday, it's not going to happen. So just
Yep.
they, I don't know if they'll ever win a game. Rest to see. I know we say that a lot about bad teams, but like
Yeah.
there's a lot of bad teams this year who struggle to win any games.
Mhm.
So it's really weird how there's so many bad teams and there's so many like 7-4 teams who. But
Yeah, this
anyways,
this season's weird, man.
it is weird. I don't know who's gonna win and win it this year. I usually have an
Yeah,
idea, but like
usually like
I
last
had
year
an idea
we
that
had a
the
good
Eagles
idea.
were gonna win it,
Yeah,
or the Chiefs. But
we were pretty confident the Eagles would at least make the Super Bowl last year.
yeah, this year I have no idea.
This year, I mean, for me right now, if I had to pick a Super Bowl matchup, I would probably say um my guess would be the Pats and the Rams, but that's just me saying because they have the best two records.
Okay,
But
this
I don't
I mean,
this is a whole discussion, but I mean,
yeah.
it's
Right
just so
now,
hard to choose right now.
this might be crazy, um, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Broncos and Seahawks will rematch. But
Really?
yeah, I mean,
Do you think the
hey,
Seahawks will be able to beat the Rams?
I mean, I just think it'll come down to those two teams. But like
I think it will. I think it'll be the Rams and the Seahawks in the championship game.
from what I've been seeing from Seattle is that
They're so good, dude.
if Sam Darnold can at least, like,
Throw
play,
less
like
than 3 interceptions.
yeah, if he throws no, it was 4 he threw 4 against
I
the,
know.
Rams, but if he throws less than 3 interceptions, they're they don't lose a game, and JSN is, I don't know how many yards he's on
Absolutely a
pace
stud,
for,
bro. He's gonna win
but he had
Opoy.
40
Got he
fantasy
has to win
points.
Opoy.
He had yeah, that's tough between him and Taylor,
I
but,
mean, if he, like, almost breaks the single receiving record, he
yeah.
might have to be a MVP candidate at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best at deep
He's
balls
an
too.
absolute
I
stud.
mean, he always catches a 40-yard bomb every single game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that may be a hot take for Broncos and Seahawks.
No, I don't think that's ridiculous. I don't think that's ridiculous.
I mean,
Yeah.
lot to be played. I
There's a lot of ball to be played left, dude.
yeah, I don't even know, like, who's gonna be in the play I don't even have a good idea who's
Yeah,
gonna, like, make
we
the
don't have an idea of
playoffs.
a bracket right now because
Yeah,
it's so
so
wild.
that's that. Alright,
You got any other you got something you wanna talk about? I've got,
I got, like, 4 or 5 that I still wanna
I've
go
got
over.
1,
Okay.
I got 3 things I wanna talk about, so you can go here.
Okay, hold on,
3 more things.
let's
Actually,
look
no,
at
4. Sorry, 4.
let's look at the slate. Um,
Maybe we have the same ideas that we wanna talk about, but
I definitely
I
wanna
got
talk about the Giants and the Lions,
okay,
especially
yeah,
since their D
that wasn't
coordinator
on
got
my
fired.
yeah, I
That
was
wasn't on
interested
your
by the
agenda?
that wasn't really on my agenda.
I wanna
I
talk
had
about the Bears and the Steelers,
okay,
the
I knew you
Cowboys and the
wanted to talk about
Eagles.
that. Yep, that was one of
Uh,
mine.
I wanna talk about the Falcons and the Saints just because it's their
That wasn't
first
on my
win since
radar, but
October.
I
It's
know
their
you
first
wanted
win
to.
since October.
Holy
Uh,
smokes.
and I also wanna talk about the Bucks and the Rams, and I actually
Yep,
wanna mention the Panthers and the Niners
I
game,
do too,
so
yep. Let's go
let's finish the noon
chronological.
slate here. Let's finish the noon
This is
slate.
the news today. Lions, Giants. What are your thoughts
Lions, Giants.
on that action?
Um, my thoughts on this is that the Lions or the Giants uh are one the biggest joke um in the NFL. I mean I take a dump on the Titans, I take a dump on the Raiders, I take a dump on the Jets, but the Giants are the only team to be eliminated before Thanksgiving. Before we're not even in December yet, and the Giants are gone. Um,
Insane.
which is
Wait, so
like
hold on. How are the Titans not eliminated, brother? 1 in freaking 10.
they've hold on. There's the NFC playoffs picture is there's 7 wins compared to 6, I think.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And then the Titans played 1 less game than the Giants did. So, but moral of the story is that I don't know if it's have we ever seen a team we probably have, but it's been a while before we've seen a team get eliminated before Thanksgiving. Um,
Yeah, dude, I can't remember seeing any team
I
do
can't
that in
remember.
recent
I can't remember.
probably the 0 and 17 Browns back in the day.
Yeah. So wow. Looking at the other end of the spectrum, the Lions, man. I'm sorry to say this to you, but they're not a good team at the moment. Uh, if they were to if they were to lose to the Giants, that would probably be
That would have been
one
it,
of
dude.
that would probably be my most embarrassing loss of the season. Even up there for 30-0 against the Falcons and Panthers. Um, but you basically got carried by Jahmyr Gibbs. Um, and you're not going to be able to rely on him against Green Bay on Thursday. So you got to get your crap together if you're the Lions.
Yeah, agree.
You're still out of the playoff picture, I think.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, I think if they were to lose the Giants, that
That would have been it. That would
you
have been
could honestly
wraps.
say that their season would have been cooked if they would have lost this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, so
Yeah,
that's
the
that.
Lions are 1 game out. They're the 8th seed right now.
I also want to highlight that Jameis Winston trucking that Lions defender into the end zone. That was one of the most embarrassing plays I've seen from a defensive back. Uh,
Getting
getting
trucked by
juked and
Jameis
trucked by
freaking
Jameis
Winston.
Winston. That was insane. Jameis Winston is I'd honestly give him another shot at starting quarterback somewhere. I mean, he gives so much energy. He's a baller.
Should go to the
Uh,
Vikings.
he should go to the Vikings. He should go to the Raiders. He's a good quarterback, man.
Yeah, he's
I
such a
was
dog, bro.
I know. I was so low on Jameis after that 30 for 30 season in Tampa Bay. Um,
I think
I
everyone
al-
was, but
I always kind of hated Jameis because he played on the Bucks and he threw a lot of interceptions. But I mean, he's turned his career around, man. Um,
yeah, we can't be dissing the Heisman winner, dude.
yeah, we can't. I think if Baker Mayfield can get another shot at quarterback and show what he's worth, I think Jameis deserves it, man. He was the only reason the Giants stayed in the game. Um,
Yeah.
him and Wandale Robinson, which
Well,
Wandale
shout out
Robinson,
Wandale Robinson, bro.
I love
What a
Wandale, bro.
stud. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wandale Robinson, if you're watching this, hop on the show, dude.
Well, he's my most underrated player in the NFL. I'll say
Dude,
it.
he's got to be, dude. He's such a stud.
Nobody talks about him, but like I looked at the box score and he had 100 yards
Been
after the
watching
first
Wandale since
quarter.
his freshman year, bro.
Yeah, he had 100 receiving yards after
Such
the
a
first quarter.
stud.
I'm like, what on earth is going on?
I know.
Um, yeah, Wandale's goaded. What's not goaded though is the Giants' defense. Their defense. I was given so much praise for their
Yeah, you
defense
were
for having a ton of talent, and I mean
most of the
rightfully so.
season.
On paper, they looked like a scary defense, but they just fired their defensive coordinator for blowing the fifth double-digit lead this season.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Um, words really don't need to be said about that.
Nope.
That just speaks volume, honestly. I think that it might be time to wonder what Abdul Carter his role on the team is too, because I haven't heard his name since
Yeah,
getting
me neither, dude.
drafted.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Uh, Only thing I heard about him was taking a nap and missing a meeting. So
Yeah.
I think that New York definitely missed on that draft pick, especially when Jalen Walker. I mean, you could. I mean, Jalen Walker is just
Yeah.
outperforming Abdul Carter by so much, and it's not even close. Um, but I mean, if you're the Giants, uh, you might as well. I mean, the players might as well enjoy their Thanksgiving without the team at home.
Yeah, just have a good just live
Just
some
have a
life a
good
little bit.
time at home. Take a week off. Take the extra
Oh,
day off for Monday Night Football against the Pats. So
wow.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't got anything else to say.
yeah, Giants, I gotta respect their offensive schemes, bro. They did a lot of trickery, which is really fun to watch. And you can
Yeah.
only really do that with Jameis Winston, so it's fun to watch. Lions, though, pretty concerned. Uh, I think the Lions will make the playoffs. I just don't see the Niners being consistent enough to make it in the playoffs right now. Uh, so I think they'll sneak in. Um, but if not, I think it's a pretty disappointing season overall. I mean, you still have a top three running back, uh, top five wide receiver, um, and yeah, I think the loss of Ben Johnson was really huge for the
Yeah, he's
Lions.
good. He's good.
Um, so yeah, obviously don't want to be in a close game with the Giants with an interim head coach. Um, but yeah, big game on Thursday, Thanksgiving. The Lions won their first Thanksgiving game last year for the first time in like 10 years, which is wild. A little nervous though, because the Packers absolutely gave the Vikings belt. But yeah, we'll look forward. I'll look forward to see what happens on there. It'll be my first Thanksgiving as a Lions fan, so I'll be able to do that. So that'll be fun. Um, yeah, not much else to say. I mean, the Lions are just super inconsistent. So that's all. That's really all I have on the Lions Giants game.
Yeah, they got to get together.
Have to.
Um, and if they lose to the Packers, they're officially on the hot seat, and
Oh yeah.
you don't want to be out of the playoff picture heading into December. So
Yeah, that's not ideal. Not ideal.
Not ideal. Unless you're the
Um,
Buccaneers who just seem to be out of the playoff picture every single year in December and then, like, magically
yeah, we'll
win the
we'll we'll get
division.
to them, bro. We'll get to them. Holy
Alright,
smokes. Do you wanna talk about your Falcons really quick?
Falcons. I honestly I wanna get the Bears and Steelers game out of the way
Bears,
because the
Steelers?
Falcons
Okay.
and Saints, I don't I got a
It's
little
Kirk
bit to say.
Vember. Kirk Vember.
Exactly, but we gotta finish the noon slate here.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're right.
Alright, you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, I'll
Say
go
your
for it.
thoughts on the Bears and Steelers?
Um, I just wanna say thank you to Jonah for picking the Steelers this week because I picked the Bears, which is huge. Um, yeah, obviously, uh, the Bears did it again. They won another close game, held off the Steelers. Um, Steelers obviously keep going towards their 9-8 season. Um, if I'm being real though, I think the Steelers win this game if Aaron Rodgers is playing. Uh, the
100% agree.
the Bears kept this game way too close with Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph, I'm sure you're a nice guy, but holy smokes, not great. Um, the Bears were in control most of the game, I'm pretty sure. No, they were trailing at. Oh no, they weren't. They were in control most of the second half. They were up by 10 with 6 minutes left. Uh, but Bears defense kind of got to lock it up. The Bears passing offense though, wow, pretty good. I like it. Um, Caleb Williams had 239 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. But the problem with the Bears for me right now is obviously their defense is a little iffy and their rushing offense sucks. Kyle Monangai, also, I'm sure you're a great guy, but the hairline's cooked and you get 48 rushing yards, which obviously is not good enough. Um, but yeah, I've been saying that I really like what Ben Johnson's doing with this offense. Just got to figure out the defense. And that's going to come back to bite them this week. They play on Friday against the Eagles. The Bears have won how many games in a row? They've won so many games in a row.
5.
They've won 5 in a row. Wow. So yeah, they won 5 in a row. Um, I think they'll. This is so tough because they still have to play the Packers twice. Um, but as of right now, they hold literally like a half game. No, they hold a game over Green Bay. But the Packers win on Thursday and they lose on Friday. It's going to be a pretty tight race for Chicago. Um, and then they have the Packers the next week. Then they got the Browns, Packers again, then the Niners and the Lions. Season doesn't get much easier for them. So I think this will be a pretty good test to see how good this team actually is. I don't see them doing anything in the playoffs, me personally, if they do make it. Um, but yeah, obviously not a great. They won the game. Win is a win. Got to give credit where credit's due. But it's the Steelers without Aaron Rodgers, and you have Mason Rudolph in. That's obviously not an impressive win. It would have been more impressive if they had won by more than 3 points.
Mhm.
But if I'm being honest, I think I don't know if the Bears are going to win 2 or 3 more games this year. Uh,
Wow.
I think the Bears might be on the downside right now.
Wow, that's insane. Wow. Um, so this was, my main game that I watched for noon. I didn't watch all of it because I didn't feel like watching 7 hours of football, but I watched a little bit of it. A couple takeaways here is that Kenneth Gainwell is the RB1 in Pittsburgh. That fake, there was I think he, like, faked a spike or something at the end of half, and he ran for, like, 70 yards. I don't know if you saw that, but that play was
Oh, the
insane.
fake tush push.
Yeah, the fake tush push. They faked it,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what.
he just
Yeah,
ran outside. Uh, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That's insane. Um, and the Steelers gave the Bears all they can handle, similar to pretty much every other team this year. But Chicago just seems to be getting lucky. And
Hold on, I want to just say breaking news: the Bills have just signed Brandon Cooks.
really,
Yep.
mm, mm, that's
So they got him a
interesting.
wide receiver. They got him a wide receiver.
Yeah, they have
Another
like
one.
10. They have like
Uh,
10, bro.
they have
Like
like 10
somebody's got to
mediocre wide
step
receivers.
up.
Keon
Yeah,
Coleman can't be missing more team meetings.
yeah, that's pathetic. Anyways, back to this game. This is just a solid game on both ends. I still respect Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's still a good team. Um, they may be 9-8 again, but they're a pretty good 9-8 team, with to say the least. And I do want to mention that the thing that costs the Bears is their lack of pass rush. It's been costing the Bears the whole season. Their inability to get to the quarterback outside of Montez Sweat. They don't have a single person that does that. They have a lot of interceptions on the year, but they don't have a lot of sacks, which is they have a lot of turnovers, but they don't have a lot of sacks, which is weird. Um, so that's my biggest concern for the Bears is somebody's got to get after the quarterback. Whether it's old man Grady Jarrett, whether it's Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, somebody please get after the quarterback because if you're playing a team like the Lions, for example, with a great offensive line and a pocket passer like Jared Goff, they're picking you apart for 450 yards. Um, and it doesn't matter how good Caleb Williams is or how good Rome Odunze is. You're losing that game every single time because you can't get after the quarterback.
Hmm.
And that's my biggest concern with Chicago, especially down the stretch and heading into the playoffs, is that they're not going to be able to get to quarterback. That's what I think is going to cost them the season. So they got to make some adjustments, get some more scheme blitzes in, or have somebody step up. Um, Otherwise, they're going to start losing these games instead of winning games. And I'm still not sold on Chicago either. I think that they should be like 6-6 or like 5-6 or something like that. But I don't know how they're 8-3. But it's just their season. I've been saying it that some teams get lucky, like the kind of like the Vikings last year. I mean, credits to them, but I don't know how far they'll go.
Yeah. Completely agree. All right, you want to
All
talk about
right.
your Falcons?
Yeah,
Talk
we'll
about
get
your
it out of the
Falcons
way.
real
I know
quick.
you're not too thrilled to talk
I'm
about this
I'm
bad
I'm
game.
like this game did not matter in any sense of capacity towards anybody.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But it's against the Saints, man. It's always good beating
So
the
yeah, it's a
Saints. It's
rivalry
like the
for you.
Lions beating the Bears. It always feels good. Um, I just want to highlight that I'm just going to briefly talk about the offense, and then I'll talk about the Saints kicker because you're probably interested in Justin Tucker playing for the Saints now, or Cade York playing for the Saints now.
Yes, instead of Justin Tucker.
Yeah, instead of Justin Tucker. But I just want to mention how different the offense looked against the Saints. Completely no pistol this time, and it actually looked like an NFL offense. It's almost like Michael Penix can't bend his knees to get under center because he's had so many torn ACLs.
Ooh,
Um, I mean, I think it's honestly fair to have a uncomfortable conversation about Michael Penix. We might have to have a discussion on if he stinks or not. Um, I think we got to have one about him and McCarthy and the whole draft class, Daniels too. Just
yeah,
talk about that quarterback draft class because that is one of the most interesting things in the
that's
NFL.
true.
Um, that might be a vid later this week that we'll get
Might
to.
have to be. Might have to be.
But I I just think that it's Kirk Vember, baby. Um,
Kirk member.
yep. You play the Jets next. You get back to
Oh,
five and
guy,
seven.
that's a must
That's
win.
going to be the worst game of it's going to be a really bad game to watch. But if you beat the Jets, you're 5-7. You have a chance with how bad the NFC South is.
Yeah,
So
you're back in the division, especially with
yeah, you're
these
back in the
Bucks
division
playing,
after the
and
Panthers and the Bucks loss, honestly.
hmm
So yeah, Saints suck. Falcons are just better, even though they're not a good team. Just better than the Saints. That's all that matters.
Yep.
So
Yeah. No thoughts. Kirk. I love Kirk Cousins, bro. I love Kirk
Kirk
Cousins.
Chains.
Kirk's one of my favorite players of all time. Just love the guy. What a dude.
I, he
Might have to get Kirk on the show. Might have to get Kirk on the
Kirk on the
show.
show.
Kirk Cousins,
Yeah, yeah,
hop on,
maybe.
bro. Big fans.
What are your thoughts on the kicking situation in New Orleans? Like
Yeah,
that's
I don't really know what's going on there. I just saw that today. Um, I really don't know why people want Justin Tucker. I mean, last year, bro kind of sucked. He's washed up like Clay Thompson.
yeah,
Um, and he's kind of a weirdo. So it's just me personally. And
yeah.
The Saints should not be worried about their kicking situation. They have a lot more other things to be focusing on. Um,
I
but
will say Tyler Show didn't
weird,
play bad. He's not
yeah.
he's not the biggest
He's
issue.
no, yeah, no.
It's just the team. I mean, the whole team collectively sucks. Oh,
I mean, yeah, I agree. And we've been talking about how Mr. Glenn from the Jets, um, how he should possibly be fired. We've been talking about that a little bit
hmm.
this season, potentially if he should or not.
You think the
And we
Saints
haven't
coach is getting fired?
we haven't talked about that enough. The guy from the Eagles, he came over after the Super Bowl. I think it's just something to think about. I mean, they
Yeah,
have the same
100%
record
agree.
as the Jets, same record as the Jets. So yeah, it's just something to think about as
He didn't get
draft
a really a
nears.
fair chance this year. I feel like the Jets coach
Yeah,
Aaron Glenn got more of a chance with the talent compared to the Jets and Saints.
yeah,
We
I
can both
agree.
agree that the
I
Jets have a
agree.
lot more talent than the Saints, at least at the beginning of
Definitely,
the year. But
that's true. But yeah, just something to think about. Just something to think about for Saints fans.
yeah,
Is that your
be
guy or
interested to see
not?
what they do for the draft too.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that
They could do
all
almost
unfolds there.
anything, literally.
Yeah, they need so many holes to fill, dude. It's not good.
All right.
I want to talk about the Browns and the Raiders. Um, Now I know this game does not matter in any sense of capacity to anybody. This will not affect any playoff implications at all whatsoever. But Shadur Sanders did make his first career start for the Browns. He played. He played okay. He had an interesting game. 13 for 23 passing. Uh, what are they? What are they? They won 24-10. Um, Interesting stat. Shadur did not throw the ball in the red zone at all. Um, so everybody's just glazing up on Shadur Sanders, and I've been a hater since day one, practically. Hater back in college. And I was saying last week, it's time to put him in, just see what he can do. Uh, and he didn't have a terrible game, but you got to remember it's against the Raiders. And interesting note: the 5 out of the 6 games that the Browns have left, they're playing like pretty bad defenses. So there's an interesting note. So he might put up some good stats these next couple weeks. Um, but don't be fooled because he's playing bad defenses.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll be interested to see what they do there. People are going already saying he's their franchise guy. He's what you need. He's saying that. So it'll be interesting. I definitely think he did more than Dylan Gabriel did, just because Dylan Gabriel's my height. So 5'8" is not ideal as a quarterback in the NFL. So definitely interested to see what the Browns do with these guys come off season time. I think they need to get rid of one of them and get an actual veteran in at quarterback or for backup to mentor them. Deshaun Watson is obviously still there under $1 trillion contract, um, which they're gonna have to make some decisions about that too. Um, but yeah, uh, Shadur Sanders, I will not glaze at all because he played the Raiders. He won against the Raiders. Congratulations. Do you want a cookie? Um, yeah, it's interesting. Uh, First rookie to win his debut since rookie QB for the Browns to win his debut since 1995. So I guess there's that. Good job for that. I'll give him props for that. But other than that, he should not be getting glazed for anything. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about.
Mm.
Raiders,
Yeah, yeah, hold on. What were you gonna say?
the Raiders are just
Yeah, Raiders are crap. Quickly, I'm only gonna mention one thing here, and it's that the Browns, even though they're 3-8, kind of similar to the NFC South, they're still in the division race.
somehow
Weirdly, them and the Bengals, I would argue both them still have a chance to win the division. Um, so I mean, with how even though the record is horrible, I mean, you're still playing meaningful football in the summer, which is what you want. So Browns honestly have stuff to look forward to still.
got a really good defense, man.
Yeah,
Miles Garrett, absolute stud.
Miles Garrett. Yeah. So obviously the Browns aren't going to make the playoffs. Who are we kidding? But like,
No,
I mean, they're more competitive than what they have been
yeah,
for
that's
a
true.
bit. So,
In the last couple years since the Baker Mayfield years, yeah.
yep. All right. Let's talk about
Philly and
the
Dallas.
Cowboys and Eagles. Yeah.
Oh, this was my favorite game to watch this week. Uh, this was just so awesome because I came into this game. I picked the Cowboys to win the game. Jonah said I was crazy to pick the Cowboys. Um, they were down 21-0 at halftime, and I'm just like, I'm not watching this game anymore. So I went and did some homework. Came back into the living room, and it was 14-21. And I'm like, holy smokes. And I was getting really hyped. So congrats, Dallas, for winning that game. Uh, Dallas is still kind of far out of the playoffs right now. They're sitting at like the 10 seed right now in the NFC. Philadelphia, I've been saying it since, well, ever. Well, maybe not. I've been saying it for a while, though. Their offense is extremely concerning. They did get AJ Brown more involved, but they didn't score any points in the second half against that atrocious Dallas defense. What are they doing? All they had to do was score like a touchdown.
Yeah.
And Saquon Barkley fumbled the ball. Uh, the offensive line did nothing to protect Jalen Hurts. They fumbled that, got the ball knocked out on that punt return, which they were lucky the Cowboys didn't score on that drive. Um, Little concerning for Philadelphia. However, though, they sit at the 2 seed, I believe, in the NFC right now. So they have that still. I This is kind of tough because they don't play the Cowboys again. They sure as frick aren't losing to the Commanders. Um, but they're going up against a pretty good offense in the Bears on Friday. So that'll be interesting to see what their defense can do. Cowboys, uh, they've won 2 games in a row. Don't know if I can trust them to win 3 in a row on Thursday, coming off of a short week. But, you know, I think it'll be a good game on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to all the games that are gonna happen on Thursday. Um, but yeah, I was just really glad that this might be in all of the picks that we've done ever. This might be my favorite game that I've picked that we've disagreed on.
Okay.
This might
Yeah.
be my favorite one.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I don't got much to say, man. Eagles absolutely blew that game between their pants, or crap that game between their pants.
Dude, yeah,
It
so
was funny.
bad.
It was funny, 'cause, yesterday, me and my buddies were rage baiting the teacher over the game. It was pretty
Really?
funny. Yeah.
What are you
Uh,
doing?
we were making jokes as like 21-0 and stuff, so to the teacher. But he was obviously not having it. He was mad. And if I'm an Eagles fan, I'd be really mad too because how do you let 24 unanswered points
And if
happen?
it's like it's one thing if it's against a random team, but especially against the Cowboys, it hurts 10 times
Especially
more.
against the Cowboys. That's pathetic.
And that sorry odd defense from Dallas, dude.
I
They
honestly,
played
I actually
good,
kind of
but
like Dallas's defense now after a deadline. Like they actually have a not a bunch of players doing cardio on defense now. They actually
that's
have
they're
some
actually making
identity on
plays.
defense. They're actually making
George
plays.
Pickens, holy smokes, what a stud.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to say that to argue that George Pickens is a top 10 wide receiver, um, and you got to pay the man.
Yeah.
Um,
Sheesh.
I don't know why the Steelers got rid of him. That's one of the dumbest things ever to get rid of him for a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Uh, but George Pickens is insane. CeeDee Lamb is honestly my best receiver in football at the moment. He's
He had
CeeDee
a lot
Lamb's
of
just
drops, dude. He had a lot of
he
drops.
does have a lot of drops, but like he's like the main piece in that offense that just puts everything else together, man. Without him, the Cowboys just look weird on offense. They do. I don't know, but Philadelphia, you have lost my respect, especially when it comes to contenders and pretenders. I think you're a pretender now officially, and for the Cowboys, feels good to get a win. Congrats on the huge win, but you're still probably not going to make the playoffs. So
No, probably not.
I mean, I congrats, I guess. I don't know what else to say for the Cowboys. So
Yeah,
kind of
congratulations.
like
That
the
was their
Falcons
Super
and the
Bowl.
Saints. Kind of like the Falcons and the Saints.
Mhm.
Congrats, but you're still kind of a mid team. So
Yeah.
all right, let's head to uh my favorite game to watch, and that's the Rams absolutely beating the crap out of the Buccaneers. What are your thoughts on
Straight
that?
absolute straight belt from the Rams, dude. Holy Toledo. Um, if Baker Mayfield didn't get hurt at halftime, it wouldn't have mattered. The Rams were heavily in control that whole game. Just really disappointing to see for me what these Buccaneers have been doing these last couple weeks. I mean, they are just getting hammered every single week. Um, doesn't matter where. Baker's not playing great. Defense isn't playing great. Emeka Buka disappeared. Uh,
Chris
so
Godwin was back, and
Chris
he didn't do a
Godwin's
dang
back,
thing.
didn't do anything. It's just weird, man. Uh, so, I mean, Tampa Bay, extremely fraudulent. At this rate, I don't know if they even make the playoffs. Especially like you said, it's Kirk Vember,
Yes, sir,
um,
baby.
Kirk Vember the rest of the season, and then Kirk Uary. He might lead them to the playoffs. Who knows? But the Panthers, we'll talk about them in the next one. Uh, I don't know what to think about them either.
Oh, the Panthers suck. I'm going back on my statement, bro.
Bro's going
I
on a
don't
freaking
care. I
roller
don't care
coaster
if
with the
I'm
Panthers,
switching
bro.
up on them. Like from what I saw a team that only plays good against the Falcons, especially Bryce Young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bryce Young can
Um,
only have career games against the Falcons. We'll talk more about that, but finish your
yeah.
thoughts.
Um, yeah, Tampa Bay, sorry. I had you guys as a potential Super Bowl winner at the beginning of the year. I was really liking what you guys
I
were
did
doing.
too. I thought they were a dang good team. They're not fully
Uh,
healthy, but
not fully healthy, but I don't really know if that's going to matter right now. Because my word, the Rams are good. Devontae Adams looks like he's back in Green Bay. I mean, literally all you have to do is throw a 50-50 ball to him from the 2 yard line and he'll catch it. Matt Stafford's looking like the MVP to me right now. He's looking really good. Rams defense is obviously, holy smokes, they're insane. To me, the Rams right now look like the best team in football, and I'm gonna stand on that. Don't care what anybody says. They're looking like the best team in football. But also they're like the most underrated team for some reason. No one's looking at them right now. I don't know why. They're all looking at the Patriots and the Broncos and the Eagles, but no one's looking at the Rams. So I think they're taking that a little personally, which I think is good for them to do. So yeah, I like the Rams a lot. The Rams have the 1 seed right now, I'm pretty sure. Um, Let me look. Just to make sure and be 100% um, accurate. Let's check.
Rams, yes, Rams
Rams,
do have the one
Rams.
seed. I know that for a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah. So the Rams have the 1 seed to lose. Um, Obviously, you got a very pivotal game with Seattle in the next couple weeks. That'll determine the 5 seed. I kind of hope it's like the same energy we get with the Vikings and the Rams from, or the Lions from last year. If you remember
Hmm.
that was just straight
Yeah,
aura. It was on
they'll
Sunday Night Football. That
yeah,
was
that was
awesome.
awesome. But whoever loses that game will probably play the NFC South team. Which probably
Yeah,
is the I don't I'll still say it's the Buccaneers at this moment. Um,
but
I
both these
mean,
teams have pretty much just beaten down on the Bucks.
yeah,
I mean, the Bucks beat the Seahawks in the regular season a couple weeks back, but this is not the same Buccaneers team uh,
no,
that was the last couple weeks, and
no,
this is
it's
not the same
not.
Seahawks team. The Seahawks looked really good after they lost to the Rams.
They looked
They
weird
looked
against Tennessee. We're not going to mention that, but
they looked a little
we,
weird towards the end, but they were in control for the first 3 quarters, and then they kind of just stopped playing.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, I'm really high on the Rams right now, really low on the Bucks. But really looking forward to see what the Seahawks and the Rams do in this race here.
yeah. I think this loss for the Buccaneers is really, really big. This opens the door for the NFC South, seemingly, uh, as it has been for the past 10
Yeah,
years
this
practically. It's always like the NFC South is always like this. Um, and the Buccaneers had so much ground on both the Panthers and the Falcons, and it's completely gone now.
yeah.
And they're still in first, but they basically needed help to stay in first because the Panthers could have easily took it from them against the Niners, especially
They
after Brock
probably should
Purdy's
have.
3 interceptions. But my takeaway from the Buccaneers is that um, I mean it's actually time to stop messing around.
Yeah,
Um,
it's time to lock in, dude.
I mean it's actually time to show why you're a Super Bowl contender, and not just a division winner like every single year. This like half decade, um, because like it's just honestly the same story for the Buccaneers. You're 9-8. Oh, you do good because you play in the NFC South, and you lose in the first round. So they have a lot to lot to prove, especially with Bucky Irving coming back. I think he's coming back with the car against the Cardinals.
Is he? Okay.
That should make your offense a little bit better, but I don't
Yeah.
know if I still trust it at all with how bad this team's been playing.
Yeah.
Panthers and 49ers next. You want anything to say
I
here?
got one more thing to say about the Bucks.
Oh, you got one more thing to say about Bucks? Okay, go
Looking at
ahead.
their schedule, it's their division to lose. I mean, this their schedule is so easy. They have the Cards, then they have the Saints.
I
Two
mean, the
home
Saints
games.
beat the Panthers though, so the Saints
I
are
know, I
interesting.
know. But they have four home. They have what? Yeah, they have 3 home games in a row. Then they play the Falcons on Thursday night, and they go to the Panthers, and they go to the Dolphins, and they're at home against the
Hmm.
Panthers.
Yep.
They should win most of those games. Um, but you can look at other games this season and say that they should have won those games. Like
Hmm.
they were probably should have beat the Patriots, but they didn't beat the Patriots. Uh, They beat the Jets by 2. They beat the Texans by 1. They beat the Falcons by 3. Uh, they got they kind of got belt from the Bills, who are looking inconsistent right now. So it's the Buccaneers division to lose. They should win this division, I think. But for me right now, the Panthers don't have a very easy schedule coming up, and the Falcons definitely don't have the easiest schedule either. After the Jets, they have the Seahawks and the Rams still to play. So um,
Mhm.
Bucks division to lose. Wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta locks in though. I'm rooting for Atlanta to lock in, but we'll see what happens. Yeah,
Alright.
let's move on. I want to hear your thoughts on that Niner game because you picked the Panthers to win that game.
My okay. Okay. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a rationale here going into the game. I picked Carolina to win. I thought that Bryce Young was actually gonna put together a another consistent game. I mean, because this is his best season he's had all year, and I feel like he's been way too inconsistent with all these games. I thought maybe he'll start to actually show why he's a franchise quarterback. And on the other hand, I thought they'd be able to run the ball against his Niners run defense, who's brutally banged up and injured.
Yeah,
Um, but when you look at that, neither of those mattered. Bryce Young, I wouldn't say had the worst day of his career because he's had some really bad days in his career.
holy smokes. Yeah, he has.
But one touchdown, 2 interceptions, 170 passing yards isn't gonna win a football game in the NFL. Uh, I I don't have much to say on him other than uh, he needs to make up his mind whether he wants to sit on the bench the rest of his career or be a franchise leader. He can't just be playing like this because eventually he, he's not going to get the choice whether he wants to be on the bench. He's going to be on the bench and get replaced by a by a new quarterback with a new head coach pretty quickly here. Um,
Hmm.
so as for the Niners, I am disgusted by how Brock Purdy played in the first quarter.
Holy smokes.
I that was pathetic. I looked at the box score, and I'm like, how is the interceptions possible? And so I turned it on at the 2 minute mark, and I saw two more passes that should have been
It's
intercepted, which is all you need to know that Brock Purdy is not ready whatsoever yet. They honestly should just start Mac Jones for the rest of the season. Uh, but the Niners, they just made the bigger plays. They just did.
Yep, they did.
They didn't necessarily deserve to win the game, but they wanted it more.
Neither of them really wanted to deserve
No, they
that
both
game, though.
sucked, especially offensively. Um, this is just what good teams do is they win games and come up in big moments. And the Niners all year have came up in almost every single big moment, and they've answered every single call. So, the Niners are a really scary team, in my opinion, looking in the playoffs. A ton of respect for them, even with the injuries. And if they had Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, we could be talking about a team uh, up there with the Rams and Seahawks at the moment.
Yeah.
As for the Panthers, only good thing that happened for them was J.C. Horn getting 2 interceptions. That wasn't even good because he got out, he got injured. So
Hmm.
congratulations, Carolina. You've cemented yourselves as being the most inconsistent team in the NFL, and nobody's going to know whether to pick you for the rest of the year because you worked way too inconsistent. So, what's
Yeah, I
your
agree.
thoughts?
Yeah, Panthers, obviously, they were playing too good. So they were like, we can't play this good this long. So we had to
Yeah,
start sucking.
no,
So they did. Brock Purdy obviously played horrifically bad. Um, like you said, they got an experienced team. They can play spoiler in the playoffs if they make it. They're the seventh seed right now, so they would head to Philadelphia.
I like them to
Um,
beat Philly at the moment.
I think they could figure out a way. All their defense looks pretty good. So
Yeah.
they're shutting down that Eagles mediocre offense pretty easily. But yeah, they can definitely play spoiler. They still have to play the Seahawks. Have they played them yet? Have they played them?
I think so.
Okay, so they're still gonna have to play them one more time. That'll be telling because the winner of that game will most likely take second place in the division as of now. So yeah, interesting stuff there. But Brock Purdy's got to figure it out. So a lot of interesting things going on in the NFL as we head into December. Obviously, really looking forward to the Thanksgiving games and Black
Mhm.
Friday.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's gonna be exciting for sure. Plus, we have college football rivalry weekend this on Saturday,
Oh,
Friday
Ohio
and
State and
Saturday too.
Michigan. I forgot about that.
Yep, the game.
The game.
So the game. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun. Plus a Fortnite live event too. So
That's insane, bro.
yeah. So do you have anything else, Mr. Jonah? I don't think I have anything
Anything
else here.
else I wanna say? All I wanna add is that this week, coming up, starting tomorrow, might be the craziest week for our picks. Um, I don't know who to pick for any of the Thanksgiving games.
Yeah, they're all
Uh,
gonna be difficult
and
to
Black
pick.
Friday, I got a team, but you're probably gonna disagree with me on it. So,
Okay,
I think we might have, like, 7 picks, us like, between 5 or 7 picks that are go either that
Wow.
we disagree on. I don't
Wow.
even think that's a hot take either,
It might
because
not
we
be. I
might
mean, we could we
disagree
could
on the
we could
first
dis
4.
we could
We might
easily
disagree on the
disagree on
first.
all the games that we pick tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easily we could. I definitely agree with that. But yeah, you guys got to be sure stay tuned. Remember, uh, we're rebranding in the next week and a half, so stay
Mhm.
tuned for that. We'll let you know. We'll get everything situated. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't know when, but we'll be back. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.